In the heart of Myanmar sits a city cloaked in mystery and intrigue, one that appears to defy traditional urban planning and logic. This is Naypyidaw, the enigmatic capital of Myanmar. Its narrative is one of big ambition, secrecy, and a modern vision that contrasts sharply with the country's turbulent past and present. From its abrupt development to its eerie emptiness, Naypyidaw is a city that continues to captivate people who strive to comprehend it. Naypyidaw's story begins in 2005 when Myanmar's military regime, known as the State Peace and Development Council, or SPDC, made a daring and unexpected announcement. The capital will be relocated from Yangon to another location. The reasons for this shift varied, from concerns about overpopulation in Yangon to a desire for a more centrally positioned capital. However, the decision was taken with minimal public consultation or openness, sparking significant conjecture about the underlying reasons for the move. However, more than 15 years after its official opening in 2005 as a new capital for a new Myanmar under the dictatorship of the astrology-obsessed dictator Than Shwe, the country's infamous ghost capital remains a strange halt on the long journey from Yangon to Mandalay. So, where did it emerge from? Naypyidaw, which in Burmese means abode of the king, developed from virgin forest roughly 200 miles north of the old capital, Yangon, formerly known as Rangoon, and swiftly established itself as the world's weirdest city due to its massive size and lack of population. Its construction began in 2002, involving at least 25 different enterprises, but the world was unaware of it until November 6, 2005, when Myanmar's military rulers announced the overnight transfer of government buildings. According to reports, the personal astrologers of then-dictator Senior General Than Shwe determined the exact timing of the pronouncement. The city went unnamed for a year, but after a massive military parade on the first year of the move, held in front of 3 massive statues of King Anorata, Bayanong, and Delongpaya, considered the 3 greatest monarchs in the nation's history, the Naypyidaw moniker was revealed. So, just how big is it? Estimates have put the figure at 2,723 square miles, which, if accurate, makes it 4 times bigger than London and 6 times the size of New York City. It has even been said that the size of Naypyidaw can only be understood from space. Back in 2011, when a news source was granted a visit, one Western diplomat told the reporter of the source about the empty city, saying, "The only real way to get a sense of this place is from Google Earth. Then you see the distance between the buildings set far apart to survive air raids." Its population, according to doubtful official numbers, is 924,608, which, even if correct, results in a population density of only 339.5 people per square mile. That is minuscule for a large metropolis. The figure for London, for example, is 14,500. For Paris, it's 53,000. There are 108,000 people per square mile in Manila, one of the world's most densely inhabited cities. Clearly, there is room to breathe. Indeed, McElroy, a leading roof metal manufacturer, described it as an empty city with barely a car on the road and not a crowd to be seen, adding, "All Naypyidaw's roads level eventually to Myanmar's most powerful seat, but there is only desolation along the way. The only signs of life along mile after mile of empty highways are the straw-hatted street sweepers. The battle against the dust amounts to an unceasing demonstration that remoteness provides no insulation against reality." Spare a thought for the street sweepers. Some of the roadways have up to 20 lanes but no traffic. According to rumors, the scale was designed so that planes could use it as an emergency runway in the case of protests or revolution. Top Gear's 2014 Burma special mocked the desolate highways, with the presenters playing football on them and laughing about the non-existent rush hour. The 99-meter Upatasanti pagoda houses a Chinese Buddha tooth relic. It's ideal for those who are tired of the throng at temples in neighboring Thailand, or even Bagan, Myanmar's tourist hotspot. There are also many golf courses, a few parks, a zoo, and beautifully manicured roundabouts topped with floral sculptures. Cafe Flight, a restaurant housed in a recovered airplane, is one such establishment. Despite the absence of attractions, there is plenty of visitor accommodation, most of which can be found in the romantically named Hotel Zone, which overlooks a man-made lake on the city's outskirts. Hotels include one from the multinational company Hilton, which offers rooms starting at £70 per night and the city's largest outdoor pool. But this is a city that's fond of zones. The diplomatic housing estate contains almost 130 similar 5-acre sites, ready for various countries to build embassies. The majority, however, remain firmly in Yangon, and the area is bleak. The military zone, which is restricted, is many miles away and is claimed to have numerous bunkers and tunnels. The ministry zone is made up of 31 identical buildings and a 100-room presidential palace, all encircled by a moat. Don't try to cross the moat, troops will send you packing. Apart from that, the few residents live in beautifully organized apartment complexes with roofs that are color-coded according to the roles of their occupants. Employees of the Ministry of Health, for example, dwell in buildings with blue roofs, whereas those of the Ministry of Agriculture live in green-roofed structures. This makes sense in a weird 1984 way. However, there's another strange aspect of this city as well, and that is the vastness of it. The vastness confuses both locals and visitors. One blogger describes how his taxi driver spent the better part of 3 hours attempting to find his hotel, Aurum Palace, during a visit in 2017. He goes on to describe a distinct absence of other guests, but no shortage of workers, is perplexed by the staggering distances between each of the city's zones and attractions, with nothing but dusty fields and animals in between, and laments the daily heat, 40 degrees C with no shade. But why were there billions of dollars, nearly $4 billion according to some estimates, spent on its construction? Critics have labeled it a vanity project, the brainchild of Thon Shui, who appeared to have predicted bloodshed and natural disaster in Yangon with the assistance of his astrologers. More sympathetic analysts note its logical geographical location closer to the center of the country, as well as Yangon's deteriorating infrastructure. Naypyidaw is predominantly used as a government enclave, containing Myanmar's administrative and political structure. The city is home to the presidential palace, the parliamentary building, and other ministries and government buildings. Nonetheless, Naypyidaw has few regular citizens, with the majority of government employees commuting from adjacent locations. The city's conspicuous vacancy is due in part to its isolated position. Naypyidaw, located in the middle of Myanmar, is far from major population centers and transportation hubs, making it inaccessible to many. This geographical isolation creates a strong barrier for potential inhabitants and visitors, increasing Naypyidaw's dismal atmosphere. The building of Naypyidaw, as well as its eerie emptiness, has drawn international attention. Many foreign countries and human rights organizations have chastised the Myanmar junta for its lack of transparency and accountability in the decision to relocate the capital. Some have also expressed worry over the human rights consequences of forcefully transferring thousands of people to make space for the new city. Considering the fact that the government set aside about 5 acres of land apiece for foreign embassies and UN missions, only the Bangladeshi embassy has relocated to Naypyidaw thus far. But, despite its difficult past and uncertain present, Naypyidaw continues to be a symbol of Myanmar's future hopes. As the country gradually transitions to democracy, there is hope that Naypyidaw may one day realize its promise as a lively and busy capital city. However, attaining the vision will necessitate addressing the fundamental concerns of governance, openness, and commercial growth that have defined Myanmar for decades. Naypyidaw is a city unlike any other, full of contradictions and contrasts that defy simple explanation. From its hidden construction to its eerie emptiness, Naypyidaw continues to fascinate and perplex those who try to comprehend it. It remains to be seen if it can achieve its grandiose goal of modernism or serve as a symbol of Myanmar's tumultuous history. Naypyidaw's frozen beauty is vast, empty, and austere, a far cry from the sarongs and sandalwood of Myanmar's more crowded towns. But it is precisely this difference, this picture of a nation seen entirely through the prism of order, harmony, and strength, that makes the journey to the country's new capital worthwhile. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated about more such videos. See you in the next one.